Football Focus exclusive, Martin Ødegaard injury chaos. Arsenal captain's private jet cancelled after knee scare rocks London Colney. Breaking news. Subscribe to our channel to get daily Arsenal breaking news and analysis through voice. Listen to the news and let us know what kind of news you want in the comments. Let's get started. Martin Ødegaard's latest injury setback has sent ripples of concern through Arsenal supporters and staff alike, as the club captain's private flight plans were reportedly cancelled following renewed discomfort in his knee. Just when Mikel Arteta's side looked to have regained rhythm after the international break, the news surrounding their Norwegian maestro has cast a shadow over preparations for their upcoming fixtures. Insiders close to the club have revealed that Odegaard was scheduled to travel via private jet for media and sponsorship duties this week, but the journey was abruptly called off after he complained of stiffness and irritation in his right knee, the same area that caused him problems toward the end of last season. Medical staff immediately intervened, with Arsenal opting for precaution over risk, aware of how vital their captain's fitness is for the months ahead. Odegaard's workload has been intense since August. He has featured in nearly every competitive game this season, often playing through pain to help sustain Arsenal's Premier League charge and Champions League ambitions. His calmness, leadership, and precision on the ball have become irreplaceable components of Arteta's tactical system. But this latest issue has reignited concerns over whether he's being overworked amid a congested fixture list that continues to test the depth of the squad. Sources around London Colney have described the mood as cautiously optimistic rather than alarmed. Odegaard underwent light assessment on Thursday morning, followed by recovery and muscle balance checks. Arsenal's medical team are believed to be adopting a week-by-week approach, with no decision yet on his involvement in the club's next Premier League fixture. Early reports suggest that the discomfort is linked to a buildup of fluid and mild inflammation, not a major structural problem, but the club will not take chances. Mikel Arteta's handling of player fitness has evolved dramatically over the last year. After seeing the toll injuries took during Arsenal's 2023-24 title push, the manager and his staff introduced advanced monitoring systems and recovery cycles for key players including Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Declan Rice. The aim is to maintain peak physical levels without triggering recurring problems. In Odegaard's case, however, his relentless work rate and desire to play every minute have often pushed him to his physical limits. Behind the scenes, Arsenal have been discussing potential rest rotations for Odegaard in the coming weeks. With Eberechi Eze's integration into the squad already underway and Fabio Vieira fit again, Arteta has options in attacking midfield should he decide to give his captain some breathing room. His role is so tactically unique, though, that no one truly replicates his blend of control, pressing intelligence, and creativity between the lines. One source described Odegaard's importance bluntly. He's the conductor of the orchestra. When he slows down, Arsenal's rhythm drops. It's this awareness that drives the club's cautious approach. They know losing Odegaard for a short period could disrupt their flow, but losing him long-term would be far more damaging. There's also the psychological impact on the team. Odegaard is not just a captain by armband, he's a cultural leader. His approach to preparation, discipline, and attitude is admired across the dressing room. Players like Saka and Ben White have openly credited him for setting standards in training. If he's sidelined, that intangible influence will be missed as much as his passing range and ball retention. The decision to cancel his private jet flight underscores how seriously Arsenal are taking the situation. It wasn't just a random business trip. It was a planned engagement tied to commercial commitments, the kind of schedule top players often balance alongside their football duties. But for the club to intervene so swiftly suggests medical advice came with clear warnings not to aggravate the joint further. Odegaard's camp, meanwhile, is understood to be calm and cooperative. His close circle insists there's no major injury, just a need for extra care. They also note that the midfielder has been playing through minor discomfort for several weeks, managing it through recovery protocols, ice baths, and physiotherapy sessions. But fatigue accumulates, and the cancellation of his trip was seen as an opportunity to allow full rest. Fans will remember that Odegaard faced a similar issue in late 2023 when a heavy tackle during training kept him out for 2 matches. Back then, Arsenal took a conservative approach, and he returned sharper, guiding them through key wins that reignited their title challenge. The same pattern could be in play now. Cautious rest, gradual reintroduction, and full fitness for the defining period of the season. Arteta will likely address the situation in his next press conference, though he's expected to remain tight-lipped on the exact nature of the injury. The Arsenal boss rarely discusses medical details publicly, preferring to project control from control. But behind that composed exterior, there's little doubt he'll be recalibrating his midfield setup, possibly leaning on Rice, Havertz, or Smith Rowe in creative roles until his captain returns. What makes this timing so sensitive is Arsenal's schedule. With back-to-back Premier League matches, a Champions League group game, and the looming Carabao Cup tie, rotation will be unavoidable. Odegaard's absence could accelerate opportunities for others, Eze, Vieira, or even academy prospect Ethan Nwani, who has impressed in training and is viewed internally as a long-term successor to the Norwegian in style and vision. Supporters have already voiced their worries online. Social media was flooded overnight with messages wishing the captain a speedy recovery, alongside reminders that Arsenal's depth is stronger now than it was a year ago. Many fans pointed out that Arteta has been more willing to trust his bench this season, which could mitigate the impact of any short-term absence. Behind the analytics and physiotherapy, though, there's an emotional thread running through this story. Odegaard's leadership has become symbolic of Arsenal's new identity: disciplined, intelligent, emotionally stable, and humble. When he limps, the entire system seems to feel the pain. When he's on song, Arsenal are transformed from a good team into a great one. Medical experts familiar with sports knee injuries have speculated that Arsenal's description of discomfort likely refers to early-stage inflammation or synovial irritation, common in players who endure repetitive stress, like Odegaard does. The Norwegian ranks among the top players in Europe for pressing actions and sprints per 90 minutes, statistics that highlight both his stamina and the physical burden of his role. Arteta's staff will now focus on strengthening the supporting muscles around the joint, easing the pressure during training, and introducing controlled recovery sessions. The hope is to have him fully fit within a short window, potentially back in contention within 10 to 14 days. But the club will not put a strict timeline on his return. Patience remains the guiding principle. What's equally significant is how Arsenal's recruitment team will interpret the situation. Technical director Edu has often spoken about building redundancy, having multiple players capable of stepping into key roles. Eze's signing was part of that strategy, ensuring creative depth in case of exactly this kind of disruption. It now gives Arteta a chance to experiment without jeopardizing results. Still, Odegaard's absence, even if brief, highlights the thin line between consistency and crisis in elite football. Arsenal's title ambitions rest on maintaining balance and avoiding injuries to their core players. With matches against major rivals approaching, the optics of their captain missing time could unsettle the narrative. But inside the camp, the message is clear: composure, control, and collective strength. For now, the Arsenal skipper remains under observation. He's expected to undergo another scan early next week, followed by progressive rehabilitation if the inflammation subsides. Whether he's available for the next Premier League clash remains uncertain, but what's definite is that Arsenal will not rush him back. In moments like this, leadership is tested not only on the pitch, but in how a club manages uncertainty. Arteta's Arsenal have evolved to handle such storms, calm, precise, and deeply protective of their players. When Odegaard limps, the entire system seems to feel the pain. When he's on song, Arsenal are transformed from a good team into a great one. The supporters, ever passionate, will be hoping that this interruption is no more than a precautionary pause before their captain returns to lead them once again, orchestrating every move, dictating every tempo, and embodying the identity of Arsenal Football Club. Thank you so much for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Football Focus for more exclusive content on your favorite clubs and the EPL.